Your life is good enough, and maybe that is the problem because most people don't hate their life. Quite often, that's actually an issue. When your life is good enough, you end up staying there forever. You have a job, you are paying the bills, you are surviving. Does that make sense? You are not falling apart, and some people might even come and tell you, oh, you are doing quite well. But are you? Because inside, you might be thinking, there must be more than this. I am meant more for more than this. Good enough is a dangerous place to be because it doesn't force you to improve, it doesn't force you to make any changes in your life at all. If you are working in a toxic environment, then you want to make some changes. If you hate your boss, you want to make some changes. If you don't have enough money to pay the bills, then you want to make some changes. And that's why I say that being in a good enough place, it can literally keep you stuck. And that is a problem. I'm sure you can recognize that. The problem with being in a good enough position, it kind of looks like being tired, but you just think that it's okay. You just need to get on with it. And you kind of tell yourself that it's normal, but maybe I should be grateful for this job. Maybe I shouldn't complain about this situation. So you don't really feel motivated to change, but you also don't feel bad about your current situation either. And so you do absolutely nothing. You just feel grateful, but secretly you are kind of disappointed in yourself because you remember that years ago you had this vision, you had this dream, and you didn't do anything about to achieve it. You kind of just got comfortable, and comfortable is definitely a dangerous place to be. And then all of a sudden, all the dreams and the vision, the things that you want to do, you start saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it next week, I'm going to do it next month, and then a month becomes a year, and maybe even a decade. And life just kind of passes by, and you don't know where the time went by, but you just stuck and nothing ever changed. You kind of realized that you've been living the same year again and again. So let me ask you, how would you feel if your life looked the same as today in 5 or 10 years from now? Your choice to do nothing, it kind of costs you. And it doesn't cost you just time, because good enough kind of becomes your identity. And when that happens, you quit. You quit your ambition, you quit yourself, you quit your dreams, you quit your vision. When you stay in that good enough stage of your life for long enough, you start shrinking your dreams to fit the life that you already have. You start reducing your worth, you start reducing your dreams because you kind of say, maybe I'm not that ambitious, maybe I should just be grateful, maybe this is just normal life, at least for the people that you surround yourself with, the environment that you live in, because they all do that. You start believing that is exactly what you should be doing. So you stop trusting yourself. You stop believing that you can do anything else. You stop believing that you can achieve anything else in your life. You quit. You start believing that you are the type of person that cannot change, the type of person that no longer are capable of doing anything else. And it's not true. You need to really believe in yourself and realize that you can do. And you don't need to do anything crazy, at least not so quickly. You don't need any dramatic changes in your life, overnight. Many times people think that escaping the good enough life kind of looks like quitting the job tomorrow, leaving the wife, starting a business overnight, change everything at once. And that is not the case. And it's also not what I believe in. I still work a 9 to 5, and I am certainly not telling you this from Dubai after making millions. I am in the same position as you. I have lots of responsibilities. I have kids, I have a family, I have to pay my bills. I have things that I would need to do that I don't want to do. And also sometimes I also feel like I don't want to do anything. I just want to spend some time being boring, comfortable, normal, maybe watching Netflix and eating popcorn, the same as you, a normal person. But I didn't quit. I still have a vision. In fact, behind me is my vision board, and I see it every day. And every day I'm excited to go and do it and get there. The same as you. The goal is not to completely change my life overnight. The goal is to take control of my life. The goal is to stop working for someone else and be able to choose how, when, and with whom I spend my time. That is my number one dream. And there is a way, to shift from good enough to with purpose. I call it with purpose because that's how we should live life, with purpose, in control. And the difference is that when you are just good enough, you let life happen to you. But when you live your life with purpose, you decide how your time, how your money, how your energy are used. And that makes a complete difference. And you don't need to be rich and wealthy and a millionaire and a business owner to live your life with purpose. The only difference is that when you start living your life with purpose, your 9 to 5, your job stops feeling like a prison. You start using your job with purpose. It kind of becomes a tool that works for you rather than you just working for your job and hating your job. This is a tool, this job that you have, this tool can actually fund your dream while you are on your spare time building your future. This tool can give you the financial stability that you need, and that therefore you cannot just quit your job. You still need to pay your bills, but your job can buy you time to build up your business, your dream, to a point where you don't need that 9 to 5 job anymore. You just need to know how to get there and how to do it. And that's what I'm doing. And I want to pass that information, that knowledge, that motivation to you. And this is possible if you live your life with purpose and you use your job with a purpose, to fulfill your vision, to fulfill your dreams. And are you in a just enough situation right now? To know if you are just good enough, then you can answer this question. If nothing changed in my life for the next 5 years, would you feel proud? Would you feel okay, neutral? Or would you actually be disappointed if nothing changed in your life in the next 5 years? And if the answer is that you feel disappointed, then you don't need to worry because you just cannot ignore it. That feeling of disappointment is actually a good thing because it gives you information that you need. This is your conscience telling you that you need to do something about it. This is your conscience tapping you in the shoulder. Just think it that way. So today you can actually make a decision and say, yes, I want to do something about it. I don't want my life to look exactly the same 5 or 10 years from now. So I need to do something about it. And one thing you can do is to reduce one bad habit by, let's say, 20 or 25%. And you can do that very, very easily. Try to scroll less on social media by 25%. Spend less money, or at least the money that you spend that you know you shouldn't, then try to do less of that, less Starbucks, less takeaways, and use that money to fulfill your dreams, to build the life that you want, maybe to invest, maybe to save. There's so many different ways that you can use your money with purpose, with a better purpose that will help you build that life that you want for you and for your family. Then the other thing that you can do is to create maybe one freedom block. And I talk about that on my publication, The 9 to 5 Club. Freedom block is a block that you create on your calendar. Use your mobile phone, your Google Calendar, whatever calendar you use, and create a block every week, even just for half an hour. You need to put it on your calendar and understand that it is important and you have to do it. And then you're going to use those 30 minutes or maybe an hour a week to learn a new skill that you need for the dream life that you have, or to maybe create a vision board like I have behind me, to really think about what you still want to accomplish in your life. And if you forgot what that is, this is a great opportunity for you to take some time for yourself and make a list on paper, the things that you still want to accomplish in your life. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you still can do it. Whether that's a career, whether that's traveling, places that you want to visit, something that you want to try. How do you want your life to look like? And then we're going to have to work backwards and figure it out. How do you go from where you are right now to that lifestyle? And what are the steps that you need to make to get there? What are the changes that you need to make to get there? It's the kind of thing that I can help you with, that I can teach you one-on-one. But for that, you just need to get in touch with me and I will tell you more about, because I can help you. If you have read or listened, to all of these up to right now, then there's something that I already know about you. You don't need more motivation. You just need a simple system that will help you navigate these changes, understand these different steps you need to take to change something in your life, so that it's not going to look the same in 5 or in 10 years time. And that's why I built the 9 to 5 freedom steps. This is for people who want to change their life and fulfill their dreams. It's for people that still work a 9 to 5 job, that have responsibilities, bills to pay, a family, but that are just brave enough to understand and make that decision. I want something more, because I don't want just a good enough life. I want more than this. So I really encourage you to read my 9 to 5 freedom steps. It's just a framework that you can use to get out of that good enough life. I hope that you enjoy this, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to have a chat with you.